All right, so y'all are gonna have to help me out with this one. You pay money to have your 2021 Dodge Durango Hellcat valet parked at the Ritz Carlton in downtown Atlanta. We're talking about the Ritz Carlton. That's a really swanky hotel there. All right, downtown Atlanta, the day before Christmas on Christmas Eve. Your car gets valet parked and you pay for it, right? You get the receipt and all that stuff. It gets moved to the valet parking lot. Somehow or another, that Durango Hellcats get broken into and stolen. They break the glass, they hop in, and they take your car. You immediately go to the Ritz Carlton and say, hey, listen, I want video surveillance evidence. I want to see the video, and I want to know exactly what window was broken, where the glass is, all that stuff. They don't want to give you any of that. They don't want to give you the video surveillance without an official police investigation being opened up. And they don't want to show you where the glass was broken, let alone where the glass was thrown away at. Like, where was it moved? What trash can was it moved to? And on top of all of that, you got your kids' presents in that Durango that you were going to present to them the following day on Christmas. Sounds like an inside job to me, right? I'm not the only one. Let's get into it.
Atlanta says his SUV loaded with Christmas presents was stolen right in front of the valet stand, and he wants answers. It happened around 2 a.m., and the out-of-towner says
he's from out of town, bro.
Withholding the surveillance video and information.
Withholding surveillance video.
Is live outside the hotel. Brittany,
$60 to valet park.
Find out.
We've learned a lot about the situation, Christine, and I can tell you we're outside the hotel where from here you can see the valet area right over here behind me. I'm told that there are cameras there, but Tony Irvin...
That ain't no valet parking, that's just parking on the side of the damn building.
Of the crime, he'll need to get a court order.
A court order to get video?
This 2021 Hellcat Durango was stolen from the Ritz Carlton Atlanta Valet Circle early Christmas Eve morning. Its owner, Tony Irvin, says it was full of Christmas gifts for his son.
Come on, bro.
I'm not thinking nothing about it because the car was in front of the front door of the Ritz Carlton and valet. So I left all the gifts there, knowing that the next day I would leave out.
But explains it's the circumstances of the SUV's disappearance that concerns him.
Yes.
Adding he paid $60 a night for valet, and says upon check-in, the valet told him for an extra $100 he'd keep it parked in this valet area for safekeeping. And as since
an extra $100.
The keys weren't tagged.
I still think the keys should have been tagged. Whatever their protocol is, I think it should have been followed.
So let me get this straight. The keys were not tagged. And homeboy at the front desk told you that for an extra $100, we'll park it right in the front. Keys were not tagged. You know a Hellcat key when you see it. It's the red key. Keys were not tagged. Homeboy said for an extra $100, I'll make sure that it stays up front where everybody can see it.
On checkout, he was told the car was stolen around 5 hours earlier.
They told me that somebody busted a window and used a device to start the car, and they drove off with the car.
Irvin says if they had told him when it happened, he could have tried to track and disable it remotely. And immediately asked where the broken glass was or what trash can it was put into.
They forgot where the glass was stored from the busted window.
Irvin filed a police...
So the car had been stolen for 5 hours. The window had been broken, the car had been stolen. I'm sure it's loud, so everybody would have seen it and heard it. Nobody said anything. And you know he's probably got, devices on his car. He just said it where he could have disabled it. So the minute that it was broken into and stolen, you could have went and got the owner and say, hey, your car was just stolen, so that you can disable it. But they didn't do any of that.
Police report with APD and an incident report with the Ritz Carlton. The hotel refused to give him any surveillance video without a court order.
So yeah, I'm disappointed in Ritz Carlton. Like, I'm really let down, and maybe I'm a nobody to them, but hey, I just expected more from them.
We reached out to the Ritz Carlton Atlanta, and the hotel has declined to comment, citing a police investigation. We also reached out to Evolution Parking, which Mr. Irvin was told was the valet service provider, and as of this time, we have not yet heard back
I'm not
from
even
that
gonna say
company.
Oh, I'm sure you haven't heard from that company.
Brittany Edney, Fox 5 News.
Oh, I'm sure you haven't heard back from that company, and you're probably never going to, because that company probably doesn't exist anymore. I mean, it's just a sad situation all the way around, guys. Real sad. Number one, it's your Hellcat Durango, right? They are still making Hellcat Durango, so they can be replaced. But regardless, it's your Hellcat Durango. And number two, which makes it, you know, the worst of all, is the fact that you had your son's Christmas presents in the Durango the day before Christmas. So you're getting ready to present your son with his Christmas presents, and it's been stolen. But the events surrounding the theft is what makes you raise the eyebrow straight up and down. Number one, it was valet parked, right? To my understanding, having a car broken into at valet parking is one thing. I've actually seen that before, because what a lot of hotels will do when they valet park your car, they'll take your keys, they'll tag them, they'll put like a little tag on them or something, a little slip, and they'll put the keys away somewhere safely, like in a lockbox or something like that. And they'll take your car or your SUV, your truck, whatever, and they'll take it to like an underground parking of some sort, and they'll have it parked down there. Now, with that being said, your car can still be broken into down there, but the likelihood of the keys being stolen along with the car is highly unlikely, because normally the keys are in a completely different place than where the car is. So I have seen cars that are broken into in valet parking lots, but I generally don't see cars that were not only stolen and broken into, or broken into and stolen, but also the key itself was taken along with it, which means somebody had access to all of the keys. And of course, they saw that big bright red key that the Durangos come with, said SRT on the back, and you already know what time it is. And they went and took the brother's car. And on top of that, Ritz Carlton Hotel is not releasing the footage of the theft, of the break-in, right? And they won't even show him where the glass was. Like, that's the crazy part. It's like, if the glass was broken on a car, you know, it shatters, all that stuff. Some of it goes on the inside, most of it goes on the outside. And it's one of those things, like, even if you swept up the glass, and he specifically said that, he was like, even if you swept up the glass, show me the trash can that you threw the glass away in. Like, give me some sort of evidence that this was just somebody off the street. Because right now, it's looking like the perfect crime, or the perfect theft, rather. And I'm going through all of the comments on Instagram, and everything is saying inside job. And you go through, okay, so boom, this is Instagram, this is on ATL Scoop, which I'm assuming is a big ATL page. Boom, first thing you see, inside job vibes. That was an inside job. Lawsuit, lawsuit, lawsuit. He walking away with the 25. Sounds like he can afford a lawyer, inside job. Everybody's kind of speaking the quiet part out loud. Like, this sounds like somebody on the inside. And maybe not even Ritz Carlton, but maybe it's the parking company. And they said the name of the parking company in the video. So to my understanding, like, a lot of these hotels will use like a third-party contracting parking company to do their valet parking and so on and so forth. They may not be parking on behalf of Ritz Carlton. It may be parking on behalf of Downtown Charlotte, you know, Homeboys or something like that, LLC. And their whole responsibility is to park people's cars. So 9 times out of 10, what I'm surmising happened was they valet parked the brother's car. Somebody at the valet parking company made a phone call. Hey, listen, we got a 2021 Dodge Durango Hellcat down here, loaded with nothing but gifts and presents in the back seat. I just valet parked it. I'm going to put the key right here. Whatever happens to it in the next 3-4 hours, I don't know. I'm going on break. And the messed up part about it is, when the car was stolen, it was stolen at a specific time. The owner didn't find out that it was stolen until he literally came out and asked for his car. It's like nobody alerted anybody that his car had been stolen. And to my understanding, based on the video, it had been stolen for 5 hours. With 5 hours, bro, 5 hours in Atlanta, no telling where you could go. You could be in North Carolina, you could be in South Carolina by then. And he's got the type of Durango where it's like it stands out. It's black on black with silver rims, red Brembos, and it's got a red Hellcat emblem on the side. But it's like, how many times have you seen that on a Durango? Plenty of times. How many times have you seen the Hellcat emblem on the side of a Hellcat, or a Scat Pack B on the side of a Scat Pack? All I'm saying is that this isn't the most unique Durango that I've ever seen. But it's just sad, man, and I hate it. And I hate it for this brother here. I hate it for him and his family, because it really seems like he was trying to do the right thing. He valet parked his car instead of just parking it in, you know, random public parking downtown Atlanta. He valet parked it, paid the money to get it valet parked, and from what the video said, he paid an extra little bit on the top so that the car would be parked in the front so that everybody would see it. And he gets screwed over, man. And once again, that just lets you know the lengths that people will go to get these SRTs. Things have slowed down significantly, or maybe they haven't, because I mean, even in Charlotte, SRTs are still being stolen. Scats are still being stolen. Cats are still being stolen in Charlotte, right? It doesn't make the news as much as it once did because I think things have either slowed down or quieted down a little bit, but they're still being stolen. And this right here lets you know that people are still out there trying to get their hands on scats and cats. And right here, this will let you know the lengths that people will go through or go to in order to get their hands on your car. And the fact that they didn't even let this brother know that his car was stolen until 5 hours later when he came out to get in his car. I mean, that lets you know that car has been gone for a while. Now, I don't know what kind of security services he has on the car. You know, with CompuStar and you know, IGLA. Well, if he had IGLA on the car, they wouldn't have been able to touch it, period. With CompuStar, he wouldn't have been able to touch it, period. If you want to go the cheaper route, and I've told you guys this in the past, boom, CarLock, right? Because in this scenario, in this situation, as soon as he locked his car, everything that happened to his car, he would have gotten a notification for. So the minute that he locked his car and walked away from it, it would have armed. And the minute that somebody else came and tried to open the door, he would have got a notification for vibration. And then, of course, the minute that the car actually started, he would have got an engine started notification, or detection rather. And then as soon as it moved, he would have got another detection. And then at that whole point, he would have been GPSing it the whole way, because this is a, you know, 24/7 advanced real-time tracker as well. So it's giving him GPS coordinates as to where his car is. Regardless of it being stolen 5 hours prior, he still would have been able to track it in North Carolina or South Carolina or Tennessee, Alabama, where the hell this person is going. But it just sucks, man. It sucks. That just lets you know there are people out there that will go to great lengths to get your car. Don't be one of these guys out here like, oh, they're not about to do all that. Yes, they are. They're about to do all that and more to get the hands on a Hellcat. All that and more, right? I'm telling you, everybody in the comments is saying inside job, inside job, inside job. And everything is leaning towards inside job, right? They're not releasing the video footage. They won't even tell the dude where his car's window was broken, let alone what trash can they scooped up the glass and threw it in. It's just a whole lot of misdirection going on here. A whole lot of people are really hush-hush about it. And it's one of those things like they're telling him, we're not showing you shit until you go and get APD, Atlanta Police Department, and open up an official investigation. And then once you do that, then we'll start talking. But of course, by then, that car is in, you know, for all they know, Jacksonville, Florida. It's gone. And I'm sure things were done in such a clean way to where literally, like I said, a phone call was made and said, hey, listen, we just parked a 21 Hellcat Durango. I'm going to put the keys here and I'm going on break for a little bit. Whatever happens to this Durango, that's between you and them, or you and the car. You know, we make it look like just a good old fashioned break-in. Oh, they just broke in and they took what they wanted. So sad situation, man. But once again, guys, get yourself some security. I've told you this. I've been saying this for years at this point. If you can afford a $90,000 Durango, this is a 21, so I'm assuming he paid $85,000, $90,000 plus for it. Something tells me you can afford a $50, you know, security system. Or if you want to take it to another level, get yourself other security systems. But you need something on these cars, man. Even in 2024, going into 2025, they're shiesty out here. The day before Christmas, you got your Christmas presents in the back. You think they threw his Christmas presents out the window? No, took them shits too. So we got to be better, man. I hate it for this man. I really do, man. And I hope that he gets his car back. Or better yet, I hope he gets him a 25, right? Be one of the first ones on the block with a 2025 Durango Hellcat. They're still coming out. Dodge has already stated that the Durango Hellcat is going to come out well through 2025. So you know what? Fuck this 21. Go get you a 25, man. But I hate it for this brother, man. And I hate it for his kids that they had to wake up Christmas morning and they don't have any gifts because it's been stolen, man. But, you know, this is the stuff that we go through. Like, this is why I'm telling you, like, and let me go into my story here. I never, ever park my Hellcat, even my T-Rex. My T-Rex is too tall to go anywhere downtown, let alone to go into any parking decks or garages or anything. But I never, ever take my Hellcat Charger downtown and park it anywhere. I'll drive it through downtown, you know, but that's it. You know, I don't like when it comes to downtown, like that's just kind of a cesspool for all kinds of bullshit that go on downtown. Now this is Atlanta, so it's worse, but in Charlotte, it's just as bad. Like there are certain places I've told you guys in the past, like there are certain places that I take my Hellcat. There are certain places I just don't. When it comes to parking it and I know I'm going downtown, I don't take it. I'll take my Jeep. I'll take my daily, right? Even when it comes to like going to a movie theater and I know that I'm going to be in the movie for 2-3 hours, I'll take my Jeep. I'll take my daily. When I'm going shopping, something like that, going to the mall, South Park Mall, North Lake Mall, Concord Mills, I'll take my Jeep. It's one of those things like if I know that I'm going to be somewhere for an extended period of time and I'm not going to be able to keep my eye on it, it's out of my line of sight, I'm not taking it. I'm not taking my car straight up and down. And in this situation, you're from out of town. And see, that's the thing that sucks about the Durango because it's still very much so an SUV. Like it's designed to be driven from state to state, city to city to haul a bunch of people. I'm assuming it was him and probably his family and all that stuff. So, I mean, it's a catch-22. It's a catch-22. It really is. But in this scenario, I really would have liked to see him with some legitimate security on it. As soon as somebody taps that window, boom, alarm goes off. He gets the notification. He comes downstairs. It's a done deal. But once again, guys, if you have daily drivers and your SRT is not your primary vehicle, if you just feel something in the air, maybe this area isn't safe and you know your town better than I do, don't drive it. With my Hellcat Charger, I mean, I only drive that car when I'm shooting videos and when I just want to stretch my legs and get in it. But even then, it's one of those things like I may take it to the grocery store, but I'm in the grocery store no more than 20-30 minutes. Gas station, obviously. But even in these places, like they're still in my line of sight. I can still go to the window and see my car, But when it comes to valet parking it or parking it downtown somewhere, no way. No way, no how. Even if it's not downtown, I'm not valet parking my car, period, because I'm not going to put it in that situation where I've got to trust the valet. Not to mention valet dudes getting your car, they be revving your shit. No telling what they be doing. Putting your shit on Instagram, taking pictures of your car, sending it to their homeboys. Nah, no way. But sad situation here, guys. But definitely sounds like an inside job to me. I'm not saying that it is, not accusing them of it, but it sounds like it to me. Like, subscribe, comment, talk to your boy. How do you feel about it, man? If you see this Durango Hellcat, man, say something. It's probably broken into about 1 million pieces right now, but, say something and let somebody know. Like, subscribe, comment. It's been your boy Knockout 360. See you in the next one. Peace.